All right, let's open up some cards, buddy. Same thing happened that always does. You get to buying these cards, and then after a while, you don't realize I got a lot to go through. I need to get that done. Some recent pickups from the eBay. This is from Don Russ from a few years ago. Wilson Batimit Braves autograph. And like most of the cards I end up buying, they're just for me. They're not for anybody else, so don't expect to find anything too great. It's gonna be my local Homer teams and some WWE stuff, I would imagine. All right, there we go. Speaking of Homer teams and cards that I have, but then decided, you know what, I need to go ahead and get a graded version of it. I've got the Freddie Freeman Bowman rookie card with a way too good of a tape job on it. It's an 8, but I just wanted a card, and I was like, now I got that covered. Rock and roll. Oh, and there's a Christian Bethencourt from Topps Finest Chrome from a few years back. I believe he's still playing. I think he's in Detroit now. I know he's been away from the Braves team for a good minute now, but I think he's still around. Oh, this is one that it dawned on me a few weeks ago that I didn't have a Charlotte Flair auto, and I really like the Money in the Bank set from this year, and I just always liked that robe and costume, or whatever you want to call it, that she wore. They just do way too good of a job putting these cards in here sometimes. So I had to go with that one. I think her autographs were actually a redemption in that set, so people started putting them up, and like most of her stuff, it's like for somebody that people claim to not like, her cards can get pricey, but got a good deal on it, so I was happy to jump on it. Oh, so they sent me a note in grade school. That's the other thing that happens after you get to buying some of these cards. You almost forget, like, what did I even buy? Oh, it's always nice when they throw in some extra cards in there for me to try to get rid of. This is from the Absolute Ink set. It's a Mike Wallace card, but it'll make more sense in just a second. Basically, you had to get all the Wallace brothers that were in that set. So, some more Don Russ NASCAR that I'm sure everybody's excited about. You gonna put packing peanuts in a bubble envelope? Why is that necessary? Why is that necessary at all? Oh, this is one that I found that I was looking for a Gary Sheffield, and I was thinking, man, does he even have any autographs in the Braves uniform? Turns out he does, and it comes with a piece of the on-deck circle. So I was like, why not? So I had to get that done. Part of the reason I want to get buying these cards, and I want to get this stuff taken off my eBay feedback list, because like I never leave feedback until I open this stuff up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get that done before they disappear. Oh, this is some Walking Dead cards for some reason. But this is a card I've been after for the longest time. It would come up, it would sell out, or I would forget about it, and it would just go higher than I was willing to pay for it. But it's a Allen and Ginter Artie Lang from the Stern Show, his own show, and just a funny guy. I hope he might have actually signed that. Maybe his assistant did. Who knows? But if you're into Artie Lang and remember his show, there was some good times to be had with that guy. I hope he's doing okay. He's got some pretty funny books out there that I've got on my Audible account that I get into. There's a lot of people that come up in the Allen and Ginter set, and you're like, who in the world is that? I gotta save that one for a second. But Artie Lang was one of those when I realized he had cards in the set. It's like, oh, I've got to track that down. I got the Relic a few years ago and just thought, well, I'll just probably never get the autograph. And sure enough, when one comes up on eBay and people see what they can get for it, then sooner or later there's going to be another one. And I looked up and got that one. So got that going for me. Oh, these are two cards that I came across. Speaking of cards that I didn't know existed, I was trying to find a good Dick Vitale, and turns out, sure enough, they exist. He did some signatures in the Allen and Ginter set, but I found this one in another set from Sport Kings, and I figured it was kind of cool. It's got the ESPN mic in the foreground, so I was like, that's pretty sweet of you. And actually, it looks like there's well, no, I guess that's just the I thought there was two cards in there for a second, but it's awesome, baby. And if you're gonna get Dick Vitale, the guy also had a Chris Berman, so I was like, why not? Back. Oh, I felt the need to write on the top loader, but that's how some people do. That's the other dangerous thing of getting into buying some of these cards. You find some of these autographs and relics that you never know existed. You're like, well, now I must have it. And so that's how that works out for you. Oh, this is another cool graded card that I've been trying to get for a while and finally came across a good one with a good deal. It's the Ronald Acuna Topps Chrome from 2018. That's one of those that everybody goes for the 10 and they just go for crazy high. I'm like, I don't need all that. Just give me a nice 8 or a 9, sometimes even a 7, and I will take it. Make the price right, brother. I've seen videos of people that pop the graded cards out of the cases just because they want the card. I haven't got that brave yet, but I've considered it. I wouldn't do it just to try to get it regraded to see if you can come across with a 10, but I'm not into that. But sometimes you just want the card, and sometimes it may be even cheaper to get it graded. But this Rusty Wallace will go with Mike, and I had the Kenny from some cards I got a while back. So, can't leave Mike out there all by himself. You gotta, put him with the good brothers. These are some cards that, just didn't know how bad I wanted till they came up on the eBay. It's a Sweet Spot of Dale Murphy and the Upper Deck Epic Signature set that he was in from a few years back. I was like, let me have him, brother. You get into opening up these cards and you start straight up losing steam. It's like, let me just get this over with. Man, this card, speaking of another cards that I've been trying to get for so long, not only is this card from one of the greatest Georgia games ever, it's from one of the greatest college football games ever, period. It's the Nick Chubb auto from the Rose Bowl of 2017, 2018 maybe. See the Rose Bowl patch right there. And it was one of those cards that what some people ask for, it's like, yeah, I'm sure it's probably worth that to you, but got a good deal on one. That's another one, that Panini set, because like so many parallels and numberings. I'm like, man, just give me one. How about you just give me one, please? And speaking of, you know, homer teams and some guys that are gonna be like, who was that? The guy had a lot of Jeff Francoeur autographs from Allen Ginter and some Upper Deck sets. So I was like, hey man, I'll take them. So got that taken care of. Another Brave player off the list. I don't necessarily have to have one of every guy, but I'll try. Speaking of the cool epic signature set that Upper Deck did, that when I got the Murphy, I saw this one came up, and oddly enough, on a lot of the cards from that set, I don't know if it's the cards or the pins or what, but a lot of the autographs fade really bad. And this one of Necro was still hanging in there, so I was like, man, let me get it while it's good. And one of my favorite card sets of the past several years was last year's Stadium Club, and I got a good deal on this one because there was some dude that had like a whole lot that had this card in it. It's like, man, I just don't want all of those, but I came across a guy that had the Dale Murphy from that set, and I had to get it. Talk about a sweet looking card. It's got tape all over my man's face, but oh well. I just have to take that off for a second. So this is another one too that's like, man, there's so many parallels and stuff that people try to justify getting crazy amounts of money for. Like, just give me the base card and I will get out of your hair. And you know, it's not a mail day video without some recent Pro Wrestling Tees Micro Brawlers Good Brothers. This is from the 4th of July set they did earlier this month, so let's see what we got. I know there's a Arn in here that I ordered, but we got the El Generico. There's Arn, that's what I was going for. The Enforcer. Gotta be instantly one of the coolest figures of his that's ever been, because there aren't many of them. Bret Hart, Brother Brutai, oh, Demolition Smash Brothers, Kamala, oh cool, Bruce Brody, that's what I'm talking about. That's a cool one, the gashed up forehead. Oh cool, we got a Raven. Check him out. That's everybody. I'll see y'all.